Hi everyone, it's Ninette from the Ninette Kruger Metal Art and the Metal Embossing Academy in New Zealand, and it's my absolute joy and pleasure to welcome Tanya Jacobs. So Tanya is the metal tape queen. She's absolutely incredible in what she does, and she is our featured artist for the month in the Love Metal Membership Club. So Tanya graciously volunteered to host a few classes and online trainings inside the group. And Tanya, it's really lovely having you. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's really a great privilege for me to be able to talk to you and to share a little bit of metal magic with you.
Oh, absolutely. It's so fun. So tell us a bit more about how your love for metal and metal tape started.
Ninette, basically, my sister HArt from HArt Tutor Art in Calgary, she was the one she prompted me from a very young age actually to develop my creativity. But as life was very busy, and I listened, but I never really pursued it until 2015. Where she really made me aware of the fact that you can do this. This is something that you will enjoy because she knows my personality. So I know how to do pewter, but pewter is not my thing. But Elisha, she was the one who started the creativity and she pushed me. Yeah, she's
brilliant.
My mentor.
Good honor. And she's a fantastic teacher and just really so creative. Hey? She just sparks creativity in all of us as well. Such an inspiration.
Absolutely, until this day, and she's very versatile, and she's I learn so much from her every day, so it's a privilege.
Absolutely. I can just imagine when you guys get together how the creative sparks must be just skyrocketing. I think you guys must have a lot of fun.
Oh my God. Yes, we do. We're forever trying to figure out something new, and that's the fun of it. And the thing is, even if Elisha is, what I want to say to the other viewers is, everybody is an artist in their own right. And even if Elisha is so, I always joke and say she's so, well, she's very, no, I'm not joking, I mean it. She's accomplished and she's very professional in what she does. And she's very famous and popular and what have you. But she and I, we learn from each other. It's never a question of me just learning. I also teach her because that's how artists work, and she embraces it, and that's what I love.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I must say, something that I really admire about both of you is just the willingness with which you share your wisdom and your craft, the passion that you have for your individual crafts. You just give so freely, and it's such a joy to have both of you in the Love Metal Membership Club for that reason, because you don't hold back. You just share and embrace it, and other people can learn from you, which is absolutely beautiful. So I love that about both of you.
Oh, thank you. It's like I said, why not share?
Yeah.
There's so much to give. I mean, still like an artist, we don't care because all of if you can learn something from somebody else, or if you can share it, why not? I mean, there's enough for everyone out there. So that's how we feel.
No, definitely. That's beautiful. So you said Elisha was your mentor. Did you have any other mentors along the way, or are you mostly self-taught with your metal tape?
Mostly self-taught. Mostly self-taught, apart from Elisha, and that's it. Yeah.
So how did you stumble?
So I make it up as I go.
Oh, brilliant. I love that. That's the fun thing about it, hey, is when you just start playing with your medium and all these new ideas evolve. So how did you stumble upon metal tape?
I stumbled upon metal tape in Canada, believe it or not. While I was visiting Elisha, we played with pewter. Obviously, we're always busy, arty-farty, when we're together, you know, in Canada. Even though I'm supposed to be visiting sites and visit sites and places, but Elisha and I, we always get the opportunity. So one day I said to her, I don't really want to work this pewter anymore. It takes too long. I've got a very quick personality. Can't we look for something else? So we went to the hardware store and we found a thin strip of they call it, they use it for air conditioning, basically.
Insulation tape or something.
Thin strip of metal.
Yeah.
It's insulation tape for air conditioners. Yeah.
So cool.
And she and I thought, okay, let's see what we can do with this.
No way.
And we started playing around with it. And she said to me, okay, let's play. And we made a few things. She said, I like this, but that's not particularly her style.
Yeah.
But why don't you carry on with it? So I took it from there. Yes.
Oh, brilliant. So one thing that's been asked a lot in the group, because most of us are able to access the thin, like what's it, about 5 centimeter wide insulation tape. But I have never seen the thicker one that you work with. Is that from the hardware store as well? Is it a craft store kind of thing? Are you going to give your secret away?
Craft store is Tanya's HArt.
I love it.
The
So if you'll share links
from Tanya's HArt.
Okay, awesome.
I supply the thick metal tape as well as the thin. I was very lucky to come across somebody that supplies me with it, but asked me very specifically, and I'm being honest with you, not to disclose his name because I get my stuff from him. And if you could respect me that way. And then I supply it and I buy it from him, and it's not even the 5 centimeters anymore because I sell it now. Well, you get so much done with it, Ninette. It's a bigger size that I have.
Oh, wow.
It's 20 centimeters.
Yeah.
20 centimeters broad, in width, basically. And then I sell it per meter, the thin and the thick metal tape. And you get so much done with a meter, you know. Yeah. And that's how cool. I'm also a supplier of the thick.
So would you be able to ship internationally? So to the USA or to New Zealand or wherever?
I'm going to try my best, to be honest with you, because I have, our fellow, how should I say, one of our fellow crafters or on our group, Melanie Veldzig from Namibia.
Yes.
We've both been trying for a month. We're now busy for 2 months trying to get a parcel across to her with metal tape, and it's floating somewhere. Yeah,
no,
but there are ways and means. Yeah.
No, that's good.
And I have a wonderful lady contact, BRKT, she's also on my Facebook page in the USA, in Texas, Houston, that has got contacts and abilities. And she says if she came for a class in South Africa when she was here, and she said if I need help to get stuff across, she knows how I can send out. So we're gonna it's possible to do.
Okay.
Yes.
That's awesome. So you can send me a link to your shop and I'll share it far and wide, because I know everyone's been so eager to get their hands on some of the thicker one to play with. So we'd love to support you in that and help you get off your feet with your new shop. That's very exciting. So okay.
So you guys remember my link. You guys must just remember, as I said, I've got no way the only way the link is to WhatsApp me or to email me to get some metal tape.
That's awesome.
I don't have a shop online.
Right. Not yet. We'll get you there. We'll get you there. That's awesome. So yes. Okay, so you prefer the metal tape above pewter or aluminium or any of the other metal mediums. This is your thing.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Cool. Absolutely, because it is cheap. Yeah. It is versatile. I like to keep it cheap and versatile, and because I want, obviously, for people to carry on with their creativity. So if it's cheaper, then they can sustain it.
Exactly.
The hobby.
It's more available to them. Hi. So let me just close this up.
Yes, and obviously pewter is expensive.
It's very expensive, and it's hard to find. It's especially if you live internationally. I know there's a couple of people who supply pewter in South Africa, And thank goodness for Elisha and Esma, who've now started supplying in Canada. But it's really hard to
Yeah.
find it in Australia and New Zealand, and just the import costs are ridiculous. It's really, we have to jump through a couple of hoops. But anyway, so in the meantime, we play with aluminium and we play with metal tape, but it's a lot of fun. Do you have
Great.
Do you have a favorite tool to work with?
Oh, yes, definitely. You're not going to believe it or not. It's only, my favorite tool is either a pencil or a big pen.
There we go.
Okay, so
Brilliant.
there's a pencil.
Okay.
I'm saying that because not everybody's got the means or the ability or whatever to have all the tools.
Exactly.
But if I have to really specify one wonderful tool that must be a must-have, is this little plastic. Yeah,
She
this
told
thing
me. She told me about it.
It's magic, and I never realized I was working with it all along. And then I was battling with a project, and Alicia said to me, "But why don't you use that tool I gave you?" I said, "Oh my goodness!" And then there we go. If that's my tool,
I could definitely order one of those, because you, Esme, and Elisha swear by that tool. It's like Esme said, if she's ever alone on an island, that's the one she's taking. So I should invest in one.
Amen. Yes.
That's very cool.
I have those tools available, so yeah.
Yeah. So do you like combining your metal tape with mixed media and other crafts, or do you like to keep it pure, just your metal tape?
I think I like to mix, right? I like to do mixed media but it takes a long time, especially if you do a class. But for commission work, to sell, like the body mannequins that I did, I love to do the mixed media on that, on the male one and the female one and the previous one that I made, on the booklets that I make, the journals that I make. If I have the time, then I use mixed media. I love it because I love color. Color makes me very happy.
Yes.
So you have to decide. You have to decide the day whether you're going to keep it simple or whether you're going to use mixed media. But I don't particularly teach, and Ninette, I must say, mixed media with metal tape, because it's a very long day. And I want to get the project done and get the foundation laid down for the metal tape, the thin and the thick,
Absolutely.
But
I think people see the potential as soon as they've done a class with a metal tape. It just sparks their creativity and their ideas and their imagination. They can see the possibilities. And I do the same when I teach.
Yes.
I teach them the basics. I make sure the foundations are laid, but then it's up to them, and I tell them, listen, this is the most versatile craft you'll ever see. There's so many possibilities. Just go and play and have fun. Just don't put yourself in a box. Just go and experiment. It's so fun. Hey.
And have you realized, Ninette, like I always say, playing with this metal tape, how forgiving it is? Because I mean, if you poke a hole in it, you can quickly fix it, and nobody is none the wiser.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's wonderful. I'm very, very happy that I stumbled upon you and some of your tutorials quite early on. Actually, I think you were just probably starting teaching on it, and I went searching in a hardware store, couldn't find it. Eventually, I think in my third hardware store, I found a little strip, and as they say, the rest is history. Hey?
Yes. Absolutely.
A wonderful medium. So when you're not busy doing your metal crafts, what else do you enjoy doing?
At the meantime, I'm so privileged to be able to look after my little granddaughter, she's going to school next week, which is, I think, more terrible for me. She's near 22, and then I try and spend as much time with my other children as well, with my son and them that are going to immigrate to Australia soon, because I'm enjoying my grandchildren a lot, so I try and help out where I can. Otherwise than that is, I try to stay ahead of my game, and I'm looking around for possibilities, and I play in the mornings when I'm not busy with the children, and I try out new ideas.
Brilliant.
And then obviously I teach. And now with the COVID-19, now that we're lucky that we've gone down to stage, I always say stage 2 because I'm so used to the load shedding, but level lockdown.
Oh gosh, you've got that too. I'm so glad we don't have to deal with load shedding any longer. That was such a pain.
We're at stage 4 at the moment, so it's twice a day for 2.5 hours, but nevertheless we make the best of it. So what I'm saying is then I teach one-on-one classes at the moment, just to keep it safe and just to keep everybody safe and to try and accommodate people. Yeah, that's what I do.
That's awesome. It's so fun. Hey, I've been missing the classes. I think the last one I taught was in March, just before we went into lockdown. And I've really been missing my students and just that interaction. So, but we went back to level 2 lockdown a few weeks ago. And so things were a little bit shaky. Shall we book classes or not? So I thought, let's ride the wave out and see how we go. And when we're out of the woods, then we'll start up again. But I like your idea of one-on-one classes. That's, yeah, I like that idea. You can really just get deeper into
it's better, it's closer. Yeah, and it's close and it's intimate, and I think you can, sometimes a class can get very big because I can teach up until 8 people, 8 people, but I'm very focused on trying to have individual contact with everybody because I don't want someone to get lost in translation. So I think just to get the ball rolling, at the moment, I'm pleased to have one-on-one classes. You get to know people, and it's, you learn so much from your student. The teachers just learns as much as this.
Yes, we've spoken about this. We've actually touched on this topic with Elisha and Esme, and we all said, I mean, for myself, definitely, I learn so much from my students every time I teach, because one of my original tutors were very purist in terms of beauty techniques and defining and having these crisp lines. So anything that wasn't part of your actual design, like the backgrounds, had to be perfect. And I think that's sort of imprinted. So I'm trying to break out of that mold a little bit, to just let go and let it be, because when I look at other people's backgrounds and textures, it's so beautiful, but it was imprinted, this is the way you should do it. But my students just come and they play, and especially the kids. Man, I love teaching kids classes because they've got no boundaries. They just literally take the material and they start playing with it. And the things that have evolved out of the classes, I'm blown away. I literally learn something new every time I teach, which is it's so rewarding for me. And it's what you say, we keep growing in our craft. It's not a fixed thing. It keeps evolving. So that's wonderful. I love that. Yeah. So
I don't know whether you saw my post on my granddaughter, who is so clever that I've taught her how to play with metal tape. And she knows where to stick what. And she's nearly 2 years old.
Listen, she's the cutest little thing. She looks like a little angel with these blonde curls. She's beautiful. I can just imagine the fun you guys are having.
Emma's really trying to instill some creativity there, that somebody can take over my legacy, for lack of better words, because I think she's the only one that's going to be able to do it or want to do it. Yeah.
Oh, sweetie. So is she moving to Australia?
No. They're staying, my son and his son and his wife Kian, and they're expecting again, they're going overseas. So
man, it's hard, eh? Yeah. Oh, well, at least you're closer to visit. It's just across the ditch from us. So hopefully one day we can meet in person. So,
for sure. We'll work towards that.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any tips for beginners?
Tips for beginners is relax. Let go. Let your hair down. Don't have any expectation whatsoever. Have anticipation, right?
Oh, I love that.
And don't be so hard on yourself. Yeah. Just let go and just be in the moment and don't overthink it.
Man,
that's my biggest tip.
so, I don't know, we shoot ourselves in the foot with what's going on, the pre-programmed idea of how something should look. I see it a million times
Yes.
with my adult students, unfortunately, that they're so afraid to make a mistake.
Yes.
They constantly hold back. And with the kids, they just go guns blazing, just embrace it and play and have fun, and they have a blast. And the adults are like,
Yeah.
sort of almost afraid to really engage with the material because they're so afraid to make a mistake.
Yes.
Man, it frustrates me. Let go.
Yeah. Especially if they start taking out rulers to
Yes.
measure,
Oh,
then
my
I
word.
cringe.
Yeah. Especially with the metal type, because it's such a
You know?
free medium. And for me,
Yes.
the couple of projects I've done with it, it feels like the messier it gets, the more it comes to life and the more special it is. I mean, if you just stick all
Oh,
sorts of weird things underneath, like you do, like you call them your doodahs, which I love,
yeah.
sticking all these little goodies underneath them and just get the textures and all these interesting things about it, instead of having a measured out square and very precise. It's not the medium for that. Just let go.
Yeah, exactly. And you accommodate those people, but eventually by the third inchy or the third block, you can see that they've relaxed.
Okay. Just give them a
So,
glass of wine. Just, I think that's what I'm going to do in future classes. Do them in the evening so we can have a glass of wine and just get everyone to chill.
yes.
Good idea.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
what was the other thing? I think we've basically covered all the goodies. So do you have any surprises up your sleeve for your tutoring for the rest of the month?
Well, I want to try and make it as interesting as possible. So what I'm doing is while I'm preparing my next little block that we're doing
Mm-hmm.
is, I myself am trying new techniques so
Right.
that I haven't tried before, so that I can give that through as well.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
yeah, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve.
Very
And
exciting.
I'm going to try and make it as wild as possible
Yes,
and
love it.
colorful.
Oh, awesome. Yes, we all need a bit
Yes.
of color, right? It's been a very gray year, I think, worldwide. It's actually been quite a frustrating year. So yes, let's do lots of color and have lots of fun. And thank you for taking the lead in leading us into brightness and happiness. And it's the start of spring in South Africa as well. So it always
Yes.
feels like just the season to embrace color and new things and fun. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. You're very welcome, Ninette. You're very, very welcome.
So we appreciate you, and we're looking forward to all the things that you're going to share with us for the month. And we might do a recap interview maybe at the end. And we'll see you in the group. And thank you so much again. And all the best. It was lovely having you on
Thank you, Ninette.
Lovely having you. Thanks, Tanya.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. And thanks so much, and you must take care.
Awesome. You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.